All 24, and I'm Gary Waterman, head coach of St. Francis Xavier University. Today we're looking at part 4 in our series, Constructing an Offense in Canadian Football, and we're looking at pass game basics. Topics of discussion today are receiver formations in a one-back set, receiver formations in a two-back set, receiver formations in a tight end set, receiver spacing, and pass concepts. So we're looking at receiver formations with a one-back set. As I mentioned in the previous series, there's a multitude of ways you can tag your receivers and what you can call them, and also you can do the same thing with formations. I'm only going to present one way where we're going to use words to determine or to help our receivers align. So the first one we're going to show is a 3x2 with the three receivers being to the field side. We're going to call that ace. And we're going to put our Z receiver, our W, and our Y. When they hear ace, they're going to go to the field side. And our R, our fifth receiver, our ranger receiver, and our X are going to go away from them. And then if we want to tag a different word like pistol or gun or ugly, we can tag that in the backfield set as we mentioned in the previous episode as well. And then here we have jack where we still have a 3x2, but what we're doing here is the jack is just telling us that we're going to switch our R and our Y to either side. And this just to allow you to move receivers around. It's a good idea to have different ways to get different receivers in different spots out of one formation, especially if you have a really talented receiver that you want to get in a certain spot. There's multiple ways to do that as I mentioned. Joker is another formation where we're going to take our receiver numbered strength, which is the three receiver side, and we're going to put it in the boundary this time. And now notice we've got our Z and we have our W and our Y to the boundary side. Now we've taken our X and our R and we've flipped them over to the field side. We just allow them to operate with a little bit more space and really try to create a decision by the defense and how they align with three receivers to the boundary side. And here we have quads where we're going to put four receivers to the field side, and we got our Z, our R, W, and our Y to the field side, and our X is away. Again, there's multiple ways you can do that and move people around. In a two-back set, we've taken our R receiver off and added our H back, and now we've got left formation where our Z and our Y, when they hear left, they know they're going to line to the left, and our X and our W are going to line away. Again, you can put a tag into the backfield set to where you want your H to go. Now beside it we have right where we just moved our Z and our Y to the right side and our W and our X are away. Again, you can tag that H back wherever you want. Below here we have trips where we have our Z, our W, and our Y to the field side and our X away. And then we have tweak where we've now taken our three receiver set and we moved them to the boundary side away from the field. And we've got our Z, our W, and our Y there. And we've taken our X to allow them to operate in a little bit more space. Now we're looking at receiver formations in a tight end set. Again, you're just now adding a tight end here. So we've now just basically taken our H and moved them down to the tight end set. And there's, again, you can, in some systems, you can just have a tag word of those two-back sets that will allow your H to go right down to that tight end side. This is just another way to do it, so I wanted to present that to you as well. So now we've got left, which is going to tell us our Z and our Y are going to be to the left and our X and W are away. Now we've added the word king. That's going to tell us that our tight end is going to follow that strength of receiver set. And now we've got, if you notice below that, we've got left, which is going to tell our Z and our Y again to go to the left side. But now we've added the word queen. Now the H back knows to go away from that left side. Again, so now we've got right as an example where our Z and our Y to the right side, our X and our W away, and our H is to that side as well. Now we can go right queen. Now all we've done is just moved our H back away from that right call. Okay, and if you look below, we've got trips, okay, and we've got our Z and our W and our Y, which we're familiar with. And now we've added the word queen when we put our tight end away from that set. Now it's allowed our X receiver to get off the line of scrimmage. Now we have trips king, where we now have our Z or W and our Y to that field side, and we added our H over there, so it's almost like a quads look, and our X is operating on the backside by himself. Now receiver spacing is another important thing, and there's a number of ways to do this, and this is just, I'll present one way to you where you have just little tag marks to tell your receivers when they align, when you call a formation, where they align and how they space themselves out. So we have two receivers set here again, and now we're looking at the ball being on the boundary side. So in this particular example, we're using a tag where +2 from the numbers. So here's the numbers. We want to be +2 outside the numbers. We have +5 from the tackle, so we're +5 from the tackle. Again, there's so many different ways to do this. Here we have -2 from the hash. We have split the difference between the hash and the numbers. Again, I just wanted to show you some different terminology and language you could use, and it's up to you how you want to do that. Now we've got a three receiver set here. We've got IE, which is inside edge of the numbers, and we've got hash or +2 from outside the hash. Again, you can move these players around. +5 from the tackle. We've just demonstrated a flex set where we've now taken our slot, moved them on the line of scrimmage +5 from the tackle, and now we've taken our wide receiver, or X, and moved them +2 from the numbers. Again, down here in quad set, we've got inside edge for our Z receiver, and we got +2H, 2 outside the hash. We got -2 inside the hash. We got +3 from the tackle, and we got +2, as I said, from the number. So again, these are just some ways to do it. There's a lot of different ways, but I suggest that you get your spacing down. That'll help your receivers align initially, and it'll adjust and it'll move depending on what you're doing. And I want to finish off by talking a little bit about pass concepts. These are just as you're putting your playbook together from a pass game perspective. These are some thoughts and theories and toolbox items you might want to have. Thinking about RPOs, what RPOs you want to have in the game, run pass options. What type of play action do you want in your book? Quick game, okay, so that's you got to have a little bit of that in your game plan. Drop back when you got to go a little bit deeper downfield. We're talking about sprint out, it could be semi-roll, full roll, just moving the pocket, changing the launch point's critical. Horizontal game where you're going to have crossers, people coming across. So, you don't need to have a lot in these different concepts, but it's nice to have a little toolbox where if you want to have some crossing stuff, you got 1 or 2 horizontal things. Vertical where you want to go downfield, which again, that's part of your drop back package potentially, but you're really deliberately trying to attack downfield and get the big play down there. And then you have some situational stuff that you should consider for your playbook. I've got rubs, pumps or double moves, trick plays and shot plays, where specific plays where they're geared to take a shot, and they could be a combination of a lot of things. So again, I'm just presenting a few concepts. The key is you don't want to have too much in your playbook that the kids can't master, but at the same time you want to have enough flexibility to have different concepts or different ways to attack in your toolbox. So you've been watching All 24. For more videos like this, go to www.all24.ca.